Welcome to the city of Freeport, a place where darkness meets ambition and power is the highest currency in Norwest. Freeport's origins are obscured by rumors and ambition. According to the legend, the city began as a trader outpost, once abandoned by the Dark Elves and later occupied by vagrants and pirates. As the combined empire crumbled, the settlement was reinvented. A wealthy cottadel named Atatel recognized its strategic value. He built docks, walls, piers, and forged order out of chaos. Through strife and triumph, the city evolved. It was first called Landing, a safe harbor for weary travelers before finally earning the name Freeport. But Freeport's defining moment came in the year 1350 during the legendary Crusade of Tyr. It was then Lucan, an unlikely hero, rose to power. He defended the city from the undead, rallied his knights, and forged the Freeport militia, ultimately becoming the ruthless ruler, the overlord of Freeport. Under Lucan's shadow, Freeport is reborn. The city is not just a trading port. It is a monument to ambition, fear, and power. Massive fiery bridges light the towers and the citadels, symbolizing Lucan's control and his unyielding presence. Political dissent is not tolerated. The overlord's will is absolute, and the citizens know that the militia enforces it swiftly. Freeport has survived betrayals, plunging the city into chaos. When Lucan returned, he built Freeport in his image. Majestic towers, gilded walls, statues bearing his name. The city's design reflects his pride. Even the art team reworked the architecture. West Freeport became more military. East Freeport became more commercial, and a central courtyard was placed directly under Lucan's floating citadel. Freeport sits on the east side of Commonlands, the continent of the lair. It is divided into 4 districts. West Freeport, the military heart, home to the militia headquarters and execution plaza. East Freeport, bustling with merchant stocks and harbor exchange. North Freeport, the residential zone, boasting the Academy of Arcane Science and the Temple of War. South Freeport, where the working class lives, the humble home, crowded narrow streets. The Commonlands weren't always barren. Once a large region, many scholars believe it fell into decay under a lingering curse tied to Solosec role, transforming it into a windswept badland. Orc warbands of the ancient Deadfist Empire once held sway here. After they defeat in the fabled Battle of Defiance, they were pushed out, but now orcs have reemerged, haunting the ruins and plains of the Commonlands. Situated west of Freeport on the continent of the lair, the Commonlands stretch across open plains, rolling hills, and scattered ruins. At the center lies the crossroads, a critical junction where major trade routes meet. Here, the Freeport militia keeps watch, and in mercy, they collect only a modest guardian tax for travelers unable to pay the full Freeport fees. The checkpoint is more than a road hub. It's a symbol of Freeport's reach, a place where the overlord's influence is invisibly enforced. Further into the Commonlands, paths lead northwestward into the shadowed woods of Nectaros Forest. West Commonlands, close to those plains, stands Fallen Gate, a ruined portal of dark legend. The public dungeon was once part of Narak, a dark elf city, and now hosts undead, ghosts, skeletons, and long-dead denizens of Foreigner Quarter. Also nearby is the internal gorge, a twisted tower built from bone and haunted by the necromantic experiments of the mad mage Zarban. North's wet commonlands. Deep beneath the jagged spine lies the waving caves, the old stronghold of the Re-Orcs and their undead king. Its narrow halls echo with distant cries, and bone-lined chambers make it one of the most unsettling sights in the region. From Freeport's western gates to the crossroads and beyond, the commonlands are more than just wasteland. They are a wild boundary of civilization. Once part of the ancient plains of Karana, this region bears the scars of centuries of conflict, leaving behind a land that is wild, weathered, and fiercely contested. From the shadowed paths of commonlands, the forest deepens and transforms, a place where Ashland air, ancient echoes, and untold power weave together under a deep and haunted canopy. Once stronghold of Dark Elf civilization, Nextlos was shaped by the ancient Thax Empire and the majestic Teodor. Here, Dark Elf dragoons, both living and undead, march through ruins of old fortresses, guarding secrets that refuse to die. Legends speak of the forest as a living, breathing entity. Its vegetation holds a consciousness, its mind old and angry. Some believe the forest itself curses all who tread into its depths, a curse born of ash and sorrow, as if Nextlos resents those who claim to protect her. Nextlos forest border with darklight wood and dotted with ancient dark elf architecture. Thick ash from distant volcano upheaval stains the ground and blurs the horizon, making light and shadow dance strangely, a perpetual twilight under the trees. Nextlos is a battleground of whales, agents of Freeport, the Dark Elves of Narak, and the radical Thaxians vie for control of its ruins. Each faction sees the forest as their ancestral right, and the forest does not surrender itself easily. Deep within the forest lies Nectropol's castle, once home to the Everin family. Their legacy is one of the arcane ambition, tragedy, and restless spirits. The Everin children doomed to wander in its halls, forever bound to their father's curse. Nearby, funeral pyre stands as a somber monument, a dark elf ritual site where fallen dragoons were burned, their ashes carried into the forest's ever watchful heart. In the undergrowth, a hidden power awakens. The plans of Nextlos share a collective will. Masra, a devout Druid, once revealed that the forest's consciousness pulses with an ancient hate, especially towards intruders. To the south lies Behemoth's Pound, where an ancient behemoth skeleton rests just below the surface, a relic of nature's wrath and the guardian spirit. Next to the forest is not merely a place on a map, it is a living memory, a realm where ash and shadow hold secrets, where dark elves walk among their ancestors, and where nature itself may be greatest enemy. The Thundering Steppes, a battered expanse of dust and ruin, stretching across the scattered plains that once belonged to the great plains of Karana. Here, the echoes of empire, war, and desperation still linger. Long ago, the steppes lay fertile and open, but after thundering, the land dries and settlements fell. Farmers were abandoned. Villages crumbled under the sun and storms never came. Even flood no longer graced the rivers. Now, only hardy folk remain, struggling to carve out a life among dust, ruins, and danger. Giants roam region line, gnolls hunt ruined buildings, and undead sometimes wander the dry riverbeds. At the east side of steppes lies Dead River Docks, the main settlement and trade hub. From here, traders, adventurers, and refugees gather. It's a rare pocket of civilization in a harsh land. To the west stands Thundermist Village, a small community of survivors who farm what remains, trade what they can, and defend themselves from raids by canoes and centaurs. Further north sits Bridge Keep, an old fortress bridge that guards the key crossing over the dry riverbeds. Inside, Qeynosians and mercenaries try to maintain order. Though skeletons and undead often lurk nearby. Undead bone and dry riverbeds near Dead River. Only the area is ominous man. Even Bridge Keep, meant for defense, requires explorers to repeat dangerous tasks just to open its gate at night. The steppes remains a hub of mid-level adventurers, many drawn by quest hubs like Dead River Docks, Thundermist Village, and Bridge Keep. Not all tales here are grim. Some are of survival, of trade, of stubborn communities clinging on. Farmers tend dry fields, dock workers loading what goods still flow, guardians stand watch over crumbling walls. They are the true backbones of steppes. Hidden in the southern reaches, the thundering steppes, lies the legend-haunted ruins of Vasun. Once the keep of infamous mage Vadortus Vasun, a man who obsessed with conquering death, spawned dark experiments and forbidden planet magic. Though his fortress was razed, the underground maze endures. Undead walk its halls, ghost whispers echo in its chamber, and the relics of arcane ambitions still pause with malice. For adventurers, the ruins of Vasun offer not just peril, but grim fascination, a test of courage for those drawn to history, power, and forbidden secrets. Did the undying Vasun truly perish, or has its ashes reborn here once more? For those who travel its dusty roads, the steppes offer harsh lessons that danger is constant, but so is opportunity. And sometimes survival itself is the greatest story. In its dust and ruin, life persists. In its fear and violence, hope endures. Antarctica, once called the qeynos Hills, now the verdant farmland and rolling hills of the kingdom, a land shaped by legacy and conflict, where the past and the present meet under gentle skies and the quiet promise of peace. Centuries ago, this region was known as Chunaria, a broad landmass stretching across much of the Old North. With the rise of Antonia Belfast, the great unifier, disparate human settlements were brought together under a single banner. Ocean Green was transformed into the grand city of qeynos, and the surrounding hills gradually took the name Antarctica in honor of the Bell lineage. Over time, Antarctica became the breadbasket of the kingdom. Grass-covered hills, fertile valleys, woodlands, and gentle slopes, a peaceful contrast to war-scattered lands beyond. Farmers, villages, and wayfarers inns dotted the landscape, protecting travelers and holding the promise of prosperity. Antarctica's fields roll gently under open skies, lush grass, scattered groves, hidden ponds and gullies. The region offers a pastoral calm few other zones can claim. Hills embrace wide valleys, gentle woodlands mingle with wildflower-covered meadows. It is a land that breathes peace, yet breathes that calm lines centuries of history, ruins of old battles, reminders of dark days. Antarctica has seen war, plague, and siege. The scars remain, even if overgrown with grass and hidden under time. From the edge walls of qeynos, roads wind into the countryside, leading to farms, villages, and small settlements. Its rural communities, though humble, carry on. Shepherds, farmers, wandering merchants sustain life across Atonica's verdant hills. But Atonica is not without danger. During the catastrophic War of Plagues, the land saw terrible suffering. Undead armies once besieged qeynos, and the fields of Atonica became the setting of desperate battles. Adventurers may come from gnolls, wild beasts, or remnants of plague war undead, while wandering the hills or venturing near old battle sites. Even in peace, the land remains watchful, reminding all who walk it that safety is never absolute. Atonica stands as a testament to resilience. It is a land that remembers its past, unification, plague, survival, yet still blooms with hope, with farms, villages, travelers, and new adventures. From quiet meadows to haunted ruins, from humble farmers to bold adventures, Atonica weaves the stories of many lives into a tapestry of peace born from perseverance. qeynos, long the heart of human strength in Atonica. qeynos capital district is the city's administrative and cultural core, where the sovereign house, the Qeynosian Guild Hall, and the entrance to the citadel of qeynos stand as monuments to civic order and defense. The Concordian Tower and the Temple of Life mark its district as both politically and magically influential, home to merchants, scholars, and qeynos' more affluent citizens. Walking its avenues, you pass markets and trade skill shops, cloth spinners, the Iron Forge Exchange, guild quarters, and feel the pulse of a city that grew from a village of ocean green into a beacon of law and charity under the Bell Line. The capital district still houses the neighborhoods once known as North and South qeynos, with stately homes and civic spaces clustered around the Queen's Seat. Leaving the municipal heart, the route flows naturally into the province district, qeynos' commercial and trading quarter. Here, the harbor unfolds. The harbor quay processes goods arriving from across Noras, while taverns like the Mermaid's Lure and the Fish Ale House catch the coin of sailors and traders. The province district blends bustle and green. A central plaza near the grounds of fate open onto markets where an adventurer can find provisions, rumors, and work. To the north of the province district sits the Elder Grove, the city's elven quarter, and the seat of elves, the Elder Tree, a reminder of qeynos' alliances and the role of elven defenders in maintaining a city's safety and culture. From the citadel's banners to the busy docks, qeynos represents a city of order and industry, a place where law, trade, and communal defense meet beneath watchful walls and well-tended streets. If you write qeynos backwards, you get Sony EQ or Sony EverQuest.